Alright, so in the last video we created our navbar component. Now we're going to create the Jumbotron and the inner page component. Alright, so first thing we want to do is let's go in components and create a whole new folder, and we're going to call that Jumbotron. And then in there we're going to create a file, save it as jumbotron.component.ts, and then we're also going to have an HTML file for our template. So this will be jumbotron.component.html. Alright, and then what we'll do is copy what we have in the navbar component TS file and paste that in here. And let's change the selector to Jumbotron. We need to change the name of the template URL. And we need to change the class to Jumbotron component. And this is going to have a couple of properties. So we're going to have one for the heading of the Jumbotron. We'll call this JBT heading. And then we're going to have a couple more. Let's paste in 3 more. And then this one here will be the text. This one will be the button text, so BTN text. This one will be the button URL. And we're just going to get rid of this for now. Alright, and we'll save that. And then what we'll do is let's add our HTML. So if we go to getbootstrap.com, components, Jumbotron, I'm just going to grab this right here. And we're going to want to put a container in this to move it to the middle. So let's say div class container. Alright, and we'll just keep it. Well, actually, let's grab this text right here, and we'll put that in the paragraph for now. Save that, and then we're going to go to app.component.ts. We have to import it just like we did with the navbar. Okay, and then down here we're going to add it to our directives. And then we'll add the directive. And save. Okay, so now our application should look like this. I want to get rid of this space right here, so in the style.css, let's say .navbar, and let's just set margin bottom to 0. Okay, so get rid of that. Now this text, as you saw, is just hard-coded in here. What I want to do is I want to add the, take these properties and add content to them. So in here, let's say this dot JBT heading. Okay, set that, and we'll set it to hello world, and then we'll take the text and let's set that to this right here, and then we need the button text. And that'll just say read more. And then the link. We'll just set that to http test.com. Alright, so if we save that and then go to our HTML, we should be able to just replace these. This will be JBT heading, JBT text, and then we'll have the URL will go right here. Button URL. and then the button text. Okay, let's save that. Let's see, the text, that should be a capital. Alright, and that's going to go to test.com. Good. Alright, so our properties are now in the component and displaying. Now what we want to do is create another folder in the components, and that's going to be called pages. Alright, and let's create one page called home.component.ts, and then that's going to have an HTML file associated with it. So we'll save this one as home.component.html, and then we're going to do the same thing for the about page. This will be about.component.ts, and then we'll have about.component.html. Okay, so let's copy what we have in navbar component TS, and then paste that in home component TS. And we're going to change a couple things around. Let's change the selector to home. This will be home component HTML, and then this will be home component, which we don't need anything in here. Okay, and then we'll just grab this and do the same thing in the about. Alright, and then we want to, let's go to the home component HTML, and we're just going to say this is the home page. And then in the about HTML, we'll say this is the about page. Alright, now we have to go to our app component TS file, and we're going to import both of those files. So this one will be home. It's going to be in the pages folder. And then we want the about. Okay, the selector. Oh, actually, no, we don't want that. We want to add both of these as a directive. Okay, and then we'll do about. Alright, now we're going to have a router that will allow us to switch back and forth here, but we're not going to do that just yet. We're going to do that in the next video, but just for now, let's go right here and say home, just home. Okay, we get this is the home page. Now I do want to just wrap a container around this. Now if we were to keep this like this and try to put things on separate lines, then we're going to get an error. If I save that, you can see we're getting an error. Now what we can do is, using ES 2015 syntax, or ES5, we can replace the quote here with a backtick, which is to the left of the number 1 key. And right here as well, and then save. Now you can see it's working. Alright, so we can now use multiple lines. Okay, so what I want to do is just I want to wrap this in a div class container. Save that, and now you can see it's pushed over. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video. Like I said, in the next video, we'll start to work on the router.